Life without Mom. Tommy was a 10-year-old boy who lived with his mom, dad, and little sister, Sarah. Tommy's mom always worked hard to take care of her family. She cooked delicious meals, cleaned the house, helped with homework, and made sure everyone was happy. But Tommy didn't see how much his mom did for him. He often spoke to her in a rude way. When she asked him to do his chores, he would say, "I don't want to," or "Do it yourself." He never said please or thank you when she did things for him. One day, Tommy's mom asked him to clean his room. "Clean it yourself," Tommy shouted. "I want to play video games." His mom looked sad. "Tommy, please be respectful. I do so much for you." "Whatever," Tommy mumbled, walking away. That night, Tommy's mom felt very sick. She had a high fever and couldn't stop coughing. Tommy's dad took her to the hospital. "Tommy, I need to stay with your mom at the hospital," Dad said. "You need to take care of yourself and Sarah for a few days. Can you do that?" Tommy nodded, not really listening. He was excited to have the house to himself. The next morning, Tommy woke up late. His mom usually woke him up for school. "Oh no!" he shouted. "I'm going to be late!" He ran to the kitchen, but there was no breakfast ready. His mom always made him toast and eggs. He looked in the fridge, but he didn't know how to cook anything. "I guess I'll just have cereal," he sighed. After eating, he went to get dressed, but his favorite shirt was dirty. His mom always did the laundry. "Now what do I wear?" he grumbled. He found an old shirt and put it on. Then he heard crying from Sarah's room. He had forgotten all about his little sister. "What's wrong?" he asked, entering her room. "I'm hungry," Sarah cried. "Where's Mommy?" Tommy suddenly realized how much his mom did every morning. She woke everyone up, made breakfast, got Sarah dressed, and made sure they had everything for school. "Don't worry," Tommy said, trying to sound confident. "I'll take care of you." He gave Sarah some cereal and helped her get dressed. By the time they were ready, they had missed the school bus. "We'll have to walk," Tommy said, holding Sarah's hand. It was a long walk, and Sarah kept complaining that she was tired. When they finally reached school, they were very late. "Where have you been?" Tommy's teacher asked. "My mom is sick," Tommy explained. "I had to take care of my sister." The teacher looked concerned. "I'm sorry to hear that. Let me know if you need any help." After school, Tommy and Sarah walked home. Tommy was tired and hungry. He opened the fridge, hoping to find something easy to eat. "What's for dinner?" Sarah asked. Tommy looked at the raw vegetables and meat in the fridge. He had no idea how to cook anything. How about sandwiches?" he suggested. They ate their simple dinner, and Tommy realized how much he missed his mom's cooking. He never appreciated how she always made sure they had good, healthy meals. After dinner, Sarah said, "I need a bath." Tommy groaned. He had never given Sarah a bath before. His mom always did that. "Okay," he said. "Let's try." He filled the bathtub and helped Sarah in. Water splashed everywhere as he tried to wash her hair. By the time he was done, the bathroom floor was soaked, and he was completely wet. "Mommy does it better," Sarah complained. "I know," Tommy sighed. The next day was similar. Tommy struggled to get himself and Sarah ready for school on time. When they came home, the house was a mess. Dirty dishes filled the sink, clothes were scattered everywhere, and toys covered the floor. "Wow," Tommy thought. "Mom always keeps the house so clean. I never realized how much work it is." He tried to clean up, but it was overwhelming. He didn't know where to start. He attempted to do laundry, but he put too much soap in the washing machine, and bubbles spilled all over the floor. "This is so hard," he cried in frustration. That night, as he tucked Sarah into bed, she asked, "When is Mommy coming home? I miss her." "I miss her too," Tommy admitted. "I hope she gets better soon." As days passed, Tommy began to understand how much his mom did for the family. He struggled to keep up with all the household chores, take care of Sarah, and do his homework. He was always tired and stressed. One evening, while trying to help Sarah with her homework, Tommy thought about all the times his mom had patiently explained things to him. He remembered how he often ignored her or said he didn't need her help. "I was so mean to her," he realized, feeling ashamed. He looked around the messy house and thought about all the times he had made messes without cleaning up. His mom always cleaned without complaining. "She does so much for us," Tommy said to himself, "and I never even say thank you." On the 5th day, Tommy's dad called. "Good news," he said. "Mom is feeling better. We'll be home tomorrow." Tommy felt relieved and happy. But he also felt guilty about how he had treated his mom before. "I want to do something nice for Mom," he told Sarah. "Will you help me?" Sarah nodded eagerly. Together they worked hard to clean the whole house. Tommy did his best to wash and fold all the laundry. He even tried to cook a simple meal of pasta and sauce. It wasn't perfect, but Tommy was proud of their effort. As he looked around the tidy house, he felt a new appreciation for all the work his mom did every day. The next day, Tommy and Sarah waited excitedly for their parents to come home. When they heard the car pull up, they ran to the door. As soon as his mom walked in, Tommy gave her a big hug. "Mom, I'm so glad you're back," he said. "I'm sorry for being rude to you before. I didn't understand how hard you work for us." His mom looked surprised and touched. "Thank you, Tommy," she said softly. "That means a lot to me." Tommy showed her the clean house and the meal he had prepared. "It's not as good as your cooking," he admitted, "but I wanted to show you that I appreciate everything you do." His mom had tears in her eyes. "Oh, Tommy," she said, hugging him again. "I'm so proud of you." From that day on, Tommy's attitude changed completely. He started saying please and thank you to his mom. He did his chores without being asked, and offered to help with dinner or laundry. One day, as Tommy was helping his mom fold laundry, he said, "Mom, can I ask you something?" "Of course, honey," she replied. "How do you do all this every day? It's so much work, and you never complain." His mom smiled. "It is a lot of work," she agreed. "But I do it because I love you and our family. When you help and show appreciation, it makes all the hard work worth it." Tommy nodded. "I understand now," he said, "and I want you to know that I really appreciate everything you do. I love you, Mom." His mom hugged him tightly. "I love you too, Tommy, and I'm so proud of the responsible, caring young man you're becoming." At school, Tommy's teacher noticed the change in his behavior. "Tommy," she said one day, "you seem different lately, more responsible and respectful. What changed?" Tommy thought for a moment. "I learned an important lesson," he explained. "I used to be rude to my mom and never appreciated what she did for me. But when she was sick and I had to take care of things at home, I realized how hard she works and how much she does for our family." The teacher smiled. "That's a valuable lesson, Tommy. Not everyone learns to appreciate their parents so young." "Can I share my story with the class?" Tommy asked. "Maybe it will help other kids appreciate their parents, too." The teacher agreed, and the next day, Tommy stood in front of his classmates and told them about his experience. He explained how he used to treat his mom and how he changed after realizing how much she did for him. "So, if your parents do a lot for you," Tommy concluded, "don't wait until they're gone to appreciate them. Say thank you, help out, and show them you care. It will make them happy, and you'll feel good too." His classmates listened attentively, and many of them nodded in agreement. Some even shared their own stories about appreciating their parents. As weeks and months passed, Tommy continued to show appreciation for his mom and help around the house. He also encouraged Sarah to do the same. One evening, as the family sat around the dinner table, Tommy's dad said, "I've noticed a big change in this family lately. There's more kindness, more helping, and less complaining. It's wonderful to see." Tommy's mom nodded. "It really is," she agreed. "And it all started with you, Tommy. Your change of heart has affected all of us." Tommy felt proud, but also a little embarrassed. "I just wish I had appreciated you sooner, Mom," he said. "But I'm glad I learned this lesson now, and I promise I'll never forget it." Sarah piped up. "Me too. I want to be helpful like Tommy." Everyone laughed, and Tommy's mom had tears in her eyes again. But this time, they were happy tears. "I'm so lucky to have such wonderful children," she said. As Tommy went to bed that night, he thought about how different things were now compared to a few months ago. He was happier, his family was closer, and he felt good about himself. He knew that appreciating and helping his mom wasn't always easy, but it was always worth it. He fell asleep with a smile on his face, grateful for his mom and the important lesson he had learned about appreciation, respect, and the value of family.